Alrighty, guys. We're back with some Horus Heresy Legions card game. Got the campaign going. I'm here with my friend Stevie.
Hello.
Yeah,
Wings are great.
yeah.
That's what I'm eating.
And we're playing some campaign now. We only have a few hours left to do it, but I figured that's a good way to roleplay the Emperor's Children because they tend to be perfectionists who always set unrealistic expectations. I'm not joking, Stevie. There's like literally this moment in the books, in the Heresy books, where the Emperor's Children, all they do is talk about how great they are and how they could do anything better than anybody. And that's pretty much what their chapter does, their Legion, is they go, oh, you excel at drop pods just dropping from the sky? We could do that too, but better than you. And that's what they do, is they like piss off everybody because they actually do it. They succeed in being perfect at everything they do.
Chris and just one up everybody.
Yeah, they're just a Chris where they just run around saying, oh yeah, I can do it better. And it's really funny because in one campaign they had in the book, the Imperium was actually going to sign like a non-aggression pact with these aliens, which is rare, but they only do that only when an alien is like so incredibly powerful that it's usually best to save them for last on the execution list. But Fulgrim strode in and he said, my Legion alone could take them out in less than a year. And everyone's like, that is such a big boast. And Fulgrim almost failed, but he actually did it, except it cost him like majority of his. He was down to like, I think 99% of his Legion died, basically, to make it happen. But he succeeded. Hey, really is good at what he does. So here we have, yeah. So that's all he does, is he's just a perfectionist. And some of his Legion don't really like him because of that. They're like, dude, stop boasting. It's okay if we don't boast for like a month. Just let us replenish. But
yeah, then we have to pay for it.
Yeah. But he has to keep showing up his brothers saying, yeah, I'm better than all of you. And part of that is probably because he's not really a warrior, in my opinion. Like, when all the Primarchs were scattered on their worlds, most of them conquered their worlds and were warriors. Fulgrim, he was on a manufacturing world, and he actually rose through the corporate ladder until he was basically like the CEO king of the fucking planet. So here he is, like basically a perfectionist, a CEO business guy, and all of his brothers are warriors, and he's in an Imperium that's founded upon war. Like, I think it's more of like an ego thing where he has to prove himself even though no one's asking him to.
Yeah. Like, okay, nobody asked, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things where he's just like, hey, Angron, I heard you like to charge into battle and massacre everybody. Well, I charged into a battle by myself, naked, by the way, no weapon. I massacred everybody. Stop that. And everyone's just like, okay, dude. Cool for you, man. That's great.
Nobody asked you. No, really, nobody asked you to, but thanks.
Yeah. Everyone's just sitting there like, anyone ask? Anyone? But it's essentially Fulgrim, and that's why I like him a lot. This campaign takes place with Saul Tarvitz. He learns of Fulgrim's betrayal and plans to bombard loyalists. Yada yada yada. We already know this Isvaan story. Do it. Let's kick ass. Mr. Horus has turned against us. Oh fuck, I have the sound turned down. He will launch viral bombs on us. Yeah. These are 5 minutes. What does this thing do? Didn't play a random unit. That's fine. Next card costs 2. There we go. Very one. Okay, we have to choose our. Let's go Ursa route. Harvest managed to find shelter within the hastily sealed structure, but the battle had only started. The traitors landed on Isvaan 3.
We got hold of a ruined palace.
It's really cool to see this battle, Stevie. Essentially, in the books, what happens is Horus is betraying the Emperor, and he has like half the legions basically with him. But what he first does is he gets rid of anyone who might betray him in his own legions. And he sends them on this planet to basically go and die and kill themselves. And while they're on this planet, the goal was to originally bomb them from orbit. But one captain realized the plot and he flew down there, saw targets, and he warned everyone, get into those bunkers. Those bunkers you just broke down, get the fuck in them right now. Because here comes some bombs. So now the bunkers that they just fought for, they were like fucking running in there like a bunch of rats going shit, get in. And thanks to Saul Tarvitz here, he organized the loyalist forces, and there's only like about 3,000 dudes, 4,000 dudes left out of like 30,000 troops who were sent to the planet. And he held off against about, it was like somewhere around like 130,000 troops. He held off against that, and it was like, holy crap, dude. It's a lot of firepower you're holding off against.
Just himself or the fucking with his army, right?
With his small army of like 3,000, 2,000 troops.
Damn. No, is it like these people attacking them?
I'm sorry, what?
Who's the people attacking them now? Are you like other fucking...
All the legions, all of them.
Oh yeah, the fuck? And it's like equal quality-ish, kinda?
Yeah, actually probably better quality, considering that they're undersupplied, defending these shitty like bunkers that they just barely took over. But yeah, it was really interesting. It actually pissed off the traitor legions badly, because this was supposed to be an easy fight, like an incredibly easy fight. Just go to the planet, see what few thousand guys survive the bombs, finish them off. But instead they met organized resistance thanks to Saul Tarvitz here, where he organized them and formed actual battle lines, formed supply lines, and they held for days. They held for a long time. It was, I think, about 2 months, somewhere around there. Like, they held for quite a while against, you know, obviously huge numbers. It was ridiculous. I think it wasn't 150,000. I think it was higher than that. I think it was like 200,000 or some troops. But it was really interesting because you saw the difference between the guys who were loyalists and the guys who were traitors. Like, most of the guys who were traitors were all about personal power. How strong am I physically? Versus the loyalists who are more like, hey, does anyone know how to use this tank? No, I do. Let me use it on you. So it was like really interesting stuff. Like the Death Guard in particular really is, they're naturally tanky. Like if you blow a leg off of a space marine, they're more likely to survive than the others. And it was just interesting because you saw like the difference where the Death Guard who were traitors were like, oh yeah, praise Nurgle, he makes me tougher. Whereas the loyalists were just like, that's great, you're tough and all, but are you tough enough to survive getting trampled by this tank? So there's some really cool moments. I really liked it. Damage also target. go. Perfection. Oh yeah. Oh no. We're gonna buff the shit out of this dude. Crap. But yeah, being perfectionist, it's kind of funny though, Stevie, because the Emperor's Children actually become Slanesh followers.
That
And the reason why is because they enjoy perfection. They find it like perfectly execute like a parry of an attack, or some along those lines.
yeah.
So here you have a bunch of egotistical dickheads.
Real fucking Slanesh people.
Yeah. It gets pretty cool. Traitor legions were relentless in their attacks. It was hard enough to neutralize the tactics of one legion, let alone all four of them. Oh boy.
We must resist. You imperfect scum!
Oh no! They flanked us!
I love that. Imperfect scum. Oh no. Flanked us. It's like, oh, bad. Ooh. Ability. Let's see. Let's see what buff this gives. Nice. Nice, nice. Let's buff this baby up. Perfection. Stevie's taking out that delicious hot wings.
Yeah. You're dead now? Made all of them?
Made all at home.
I'm a fat piece of shit.
They were overrun by traitor forces. In the midst of battle, Lucius, his former brother-in-arms, challenged him to a one-on-one duel.
Lucius, what have you done?
Tarvitz, I'm switching sides.
Kill him! He betrayed us all!
I do love that. That in the end, their little holdout failed because Lucius betrayed them. It's so interesting. Oh.
Let me wash my hands real quick.
Yeah, do you think? Suffice to say, I'm a lot more comfortable with the Emperor's Children than I am with most factions that we've played so far.
He got away.
Nawara Sukasan. Let's go this guy. Having bested Lucius, Tarvitz led his remaining forces against the invaders, commanded by Eidolon, attempt to break the traitors. It's really funny because I talked about this in my Emperor's Children Heresy strategy video. Eidolon's a really bad command. So it's really funny seeing him Heresy. Didn't get any better. Still sucked at strategy.
We're down to a handful of men.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm excited to play.
They will sing
Guys.
songs of my bravery.
That sounds interesting.
No, what you're doing
They
is
seem like,
abominable.
roster-wise, at least they seem like one of the more OP ones. I mean, they got all the good, like, Bloodletters and fucking Chaos Warriors and shit.
Yeah, but on the flip side, they don't really have.
They don't have magic, and they don't have, like...
Yeah. They have cavalry. It's just not as
In
good.
range units, I don't think they have too much of.
They only have a skull can. And the skull can's not that good.
So they're kind of like the Sparta almost of like this fucking game.
Very much. Yeah, when you
They're
play
just like,
Warhammer
yeah,
3 and you play
pure
Khorne, they're
infantry.
just...
And they're really good at infantry, but kind of lacking everywhere else. But then again, I mean, good infantry, if you could focus on one thing, I mean, good infantry ain't bad.
What I like is actually their cavalry, because the Blood Crushers are ridiculously good. They're like really strong.
And good cavalry, I ain't bad. At least you
They're
can get on
slow.
top of the range units.
Yeah, they're not like fast, but on the flip side, they don't have to be when they absolutely crush spearmen in combat.
Yeah, they're fucking heavy cavalry. So, okay.
I was thinking, I thought it was gonna be a problem. Ooh, bueno. This is probably the easiest campaign I've had because I'm just naturally good. Can I say I'm a perfectionist scumbag?
Another thing I'm wondering too is it ever like mentioned if like the 40k and like the fantasy kind of universes are like the same one? Or
No.
connected or
It's
is there
hinted
anything
at.
saying like anything
sh-
against it, or is it like just guessing?
They share stuff.
Because it seems like they share a lot.
Like they share a Bellacore.
Yeah, like all the Chaos Gods are in both universes. It seems like the old ones are in both of them. And like it would kind of make sense of like why I was kind of looking into some of the 40k stuff, but it's like, oh, that would make sense and why like the old ones would never show up or whatever. In fantasy, they just kind of like dip. Kind of makes sense.
Oh my god, we get to play Lucius. But yeah, what the game just said to us was Saul Tarvitz turned the flawless plan of War Master Horus into a win for the lost, having a prolonged guerrilla war. That's pretty true. The guerrilla war was really bad. Lucius's close ties with Tarvitz made his Primarch believe he would not side with the traitors at the time of their betrayal. Thus, Lucius fought for the loyal side at the start of the Isvaan 3 atrocity. But Lucius would actually become Slaanesh's greatest champion. It's kind of scary is that Lucius
How am I
is
to achieve perfection with such poor opponents?
The Imperial truth is a lie.
Lucius is really interesting because he's a perfectionist and he's a swordsman. But what he does in 40k is he's blessed by Slaanesh, and he keeps saying he's the best duelist, but honestly he's not. Because like he's been defeated a lot. But the thing is that whenever someone kills him, they slowly transform into Lucius, and he comes back to life by turning into the person who killed him. It's weird because like once a robot killed him, a Necron, and he literally like popped out of the Necron's body.
So you're just sitting there like, damn, I can kill him, but
Yeah, you kill him, but you're fucked.
but now you're just gonna turn into it. It's fucking weird.
But that's why I hate hearing it whenever people are like, "Oh, Lucius is the best duelist." Best duelist how? He got his ass kicked like several times.
What do you mean? He just ends up winning in the end every time.
Yeah, I know, right? It's good.
Even when he loses, he wins.
When he loses, he wins. Exactly.
We can't get better than that. Just playing the long con. But if they are connected though, would like fantasy technically be like earlier kind of?
No,
Huh?
well, maybe.
I mean, I feel like it since like the old ones are technically in like the beginning of the fantasy kind of world, I guess.
What some people have theorized is that maybe see is like the old ones testing out their prophecies. I've heard someone say that. It sounded really cool.
Is
Where
they
like,
for some reason like all the fucking like other races are all like on that one planet.
yeah,
Basically, it's kind of interesting.
Lucius hungered for glory, and when Tarvitz became the hero of Isvaan 3, he kept his loyalist facade while looking for opportunities to switch sides. Yep, sounds like Lucius.
I mean, all the races on
Tarvitz managed to make fighting
fantasy
a
aren't they
thankless
basically
task.
like the same races as 40k kind of?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Honestly, I like it that they're two separate universes. I just hate when they share similarities. I hate the fact that Bellacor's in both. I actually hate that.
I mean, I guess it would make
There is no
sense with all the what do you call it? So it's like, you know, the chaos gods and all that already exist, and the old ones already exist, and
Like, I understand that point that the
how they have fucking like spaceships and all this shit. It's like, oh, okay.
yeah, like Scarbrand's in both universes as well. There's a few demons that are actually in both. Kyra's fate.
Hmm.
And I understand that, you know, it's hell, like it's the warp. It makes no sense. I get it. Like, time doesn't flow the same. Like, Be'lakor existed before Slaanesh existed yet. He was Chaos Undivided and was a pinnacle of Slaanesh's power. It's like, how do you do that when yet? I understand that. I understand that. At the same time, but at the same time, it's the warp. It's not supposed to make sense.
Yeah, so
It was just a few like lore issues. It was kind of one of those things where, like, at one point, Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy used to be fun settings. They were just universes that you could put yourself in and have a cool time with. But lately, in the past like 5 years, ever since the End Time lore came out, it's been like an actual story that they're more focused on. Instead of like an actual universe, it's more like Harry Potter now, where they story and they focus on that. Which there's good and bad things with that. Like if someone asked you, "Oh, cool, Harry Potter. Did you know that there's other places of magic other than Hogwarts?" You'd say, "Really? What the fuck's that?" Because Harry Potter never expands the world, never talks about the world it's in. It only focuses on one character's story, which is Harry Potter. It makes sense. It's literally the fucking name.
Yeah.
But there's good and bad things with that. Like, Star Wars was pretty much just about Darth Vader. If you really looked at it, pretty much just about that.
Yeah. It starts and ends with him pretty much. One through six.
But at least they had expanded stuff. They had the movies, they had the books, they had a lot of things that expanded around, so you could actually immerse yourself in the universe without watching the movie.
Yeah.
But it's just show this. It's just I just don't like that. I prefer a universe, a setting, and that's really what 40K and Fantasy were supposed to be, or just a setting. Sure, it's got a little bit of story behind it, but really it's more the where just about anything could happen. Like if you wanted to play Warhammer Fantasy and be a roving band of Bretonnian mercenaries who were once like highborn nobles, but because of your dishonorable acts, you decided to break away from the code of chivalry, you could absolutely do that. That was totally fine. That was awesome as fuck. But now it's like, no, can't do that.
Band.
Opportunity presented itself when he came in direct contact with the Children's Squad. He would need their communicators to contact the traitor's side. Boom. I love this. Lucius is like, I'm betraying you guys because I'm no longer being thanked for my awesome victories. Yeah, egotist.
Today, I'm your nemesis.
Oh no! They flanked us.
Me and Anthony have talked about it, and obviously I prefer 40K more than Fantasy. Mostly because 40K is much bigger. It's got a lot more stuff in it that I like a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I like Space Marines. I like the idea of a futuristic setting versus a fantasy setting.
Yeah. I guess it's preference.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, thank fuck. There's this card that they have now. Oh my god, it scares the shit out of me every time I see it. The Cacophony Commander. Anytime an enemy attacks your side, Cacophony Commander randomizes the target. So you could be attacking his troops, you could be attacking his face, who knows? It's just fucking random. Oh shit. I just attacked myself. Ow. I lost. Oh.
How am I to achieve perfection with such poor opponents?
The Imperial truth is a lie.
Ha!
My favorite is that there's this in Warhammer 40k there's these called iterators. And what iterators do is they reiterate to artisans, musicians, drummers about what to write. Because in Warhammer 30k, not 40k, but 30k, the Emperor would allow these basically be in the battlefield, record some moments that they see, shit like that. But he had iterators with them, so that way they didn't like say anything bad. Kim Jong-un style.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just saw this guy eat his intestines out. Oh, you mean you saw him eating spaghetti? Yeah, isn't he so beautiful? I want you to draw a beautiful face with spaghetti. Only draw that. You're not allowed to draw anything to get killed. There's just stupid shit like that that I just always love so much.
So there's like a 30k and a 40k.
They're both two different settings, kind of.
It's a
30k.
different time or whatever.
What?
It's just a different time period, basically.
Yeah. Like 30k is more just
Target's
humanity,
managed to make fighting
chaos,
a
and that's about
thankless
it.
task.
40k is where you get all the crazy shit. You got Tau, you got everything.
There
And
is
the
no
reason for
glory
that
to
is
be
pretty
earned
interesting.
here, just like in the practice.
But basically in Warhammer 30k, the Imperium of Man pretty much owns the entire galaxy. Pretty much nothing they haven't owned by this point.
So they end up losing.
They lose like a... And then you see in 40k.
I haven't gotten that far into it. I was kind of looking into the lore of it a bit, but it seems like there's like different periods of like them falling apart and coming back together and like falling apart.
There's actually a oh fuck, I wish I had my codex with me right now. But there's actually an Imperial Alexander the Great moment in 40k. But essentially like in like I think it was 36k or something like that. It's like a side mention. There's a commander who went out and conquered like this huge swath of territory in the galaxy, and he's just a normal human. He's not anyone special. But when he died, the Imperium was like busy dealing with other shit. So all the territory he took became independent nations, all fighting to like reclaim that territory of space. And it took the Imperium like I think like 1,000 years, like 200 years later, somewhere around there, like a lot of years later, before they finally were done with whatever they were dealing with, and said, "Oh yeah, let's go reclaim those planets that we lost," because they all like fell under rebellion.
So,
and were all trying to become their own war.
the guy that took over all that, he was like, was he part of the Empire, or was he like separate and just like, oh, I'm gonna take over a bunch of other random
No.
shit?
He was part of the Empire. He was,
So he took over other parts of the Empire.
No, he took over like this huge swath of unclaimed territory because there's still a lot of space in the galaxy that's still like claimed.
But then it became independent, or whatever.
Yeah, after he died. Because originally I think the territory was supposed to be given to him, considering that he's the only human ever in history, a normal human, to have led his own war, lead his own troops, and actually take over this much territory. It was crazy.
Today,
Which is like
I'm
rare
your
again,
nemesis.
probably.
Yeah,
Oh
because
no!
like a human only lives like so long, so it was just one of those interesting tidbits of lore that I just found really interesting. I can't remember his name. Hold on, let me look it up. I know I can probably search. Ah, that's who he is. Macarius. Macarius. Oh, it was actually in 41K. Oh shit. I mean 40K, 40.
Hmm.
Yeah, he claimed 1,000 worlds. It was crazy.
God damn. That's nuts. I'm just in like a regular human lifetime.
Yeah. But when he died, though, quickly,
Yeah.
it was like, damn, dude. Commander Macarius. And he actually went down as like an imperial saint. As a saint is basically like a Jesus or a saint, Mother Teresa, kind of,
Yeah.
where you're revered by the religion for your actions. But it's
So
still
they
like,
end up having a religion or whatever. It seems like that the
Yeah.
emperor.
it's really
like,
funny.
it's like against it.
Yeah, it's really because of that. Because like,
Fucking religion around him probably, and he's just like pissed off, like dead there. Like, hey, fuck you guys.
it's like the whole 40. It's actually funny is that. So traveling through the warp is like the way to travel because they don't. Faster and light capabilities is not fast enough, so they travel basically through hell.
Mm-hmm.
And they are protected by it because they have Geller shields, and that's what shields do. But it's just really funny because in 40K, there's like this moment where a bunch of traitor space marines were going through the warp back when like the Horus Heresy was going on. So like 10,000 years they've been stuck in the warp, but to them it felt like just yesterday.
Mhm.
And they come out of the warp and they're fighting like space marines 10,000 years later, and they're just like the God Emperor, and they're just sitting there like, what did you just say? The God Emperor? What the fuck are you talking about? It's just like one of those funny moments where
Oh, they came out backwards in time?
no, they came out like forward in time, like way forward.
Oh, way forward.
Yeah,
So they were in like a weird period of
like to them
where it
it,
turned
to them it only
religion.
felt like a few days, but it turned out it was like 10,000 years in hell.
So they left like when, like in the 40K kind of.
No, in 30K, and they arrived in 40K.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And it was just funny for them.
It's like the emperor already like dead or whatever by 30K.
It was just really funny for them. They're just like, oh yeah, the imperial truth is that there's no gods, and we proved that wrong because there's the chaos gods. Then they travel 10,000 years in there by accident. What do you mean the God Emperor? There is no God Emperor. It's the Emperor.
Throne?
It was
I'm
just
ready
really
for
funny
this.
shit like that. That just
Your little
got me.
rebellion is over. You just don't know it yet.
So does the emperor come back in like 40 years and shit?
No, they might try that shit. I hope they don't, but try it.
So how do they know to not like call him a god or whatever if he's not there?
Well, they have the ecclesiarch,
Ha!
and there are actual like miracles that happen occasionally, because in Warhammer, if you have enough people who believe someone's a god, then they actually become a god. And it was really funny because like in Warhammer 30K there was some evidence that the Emperor of Mankind was slowly becoming a god without him wanting it,
Mm.
and it was really interesting to see that. Like there's one point where
Be a god, please.
yeah,
Keeps worshiping him.
because what it was any world that called him a god, he would just kill them. He didn't want to be called a god. Then there was like this weird moment.
But he killed them as a god.
Yeah. But then there was this weird moment where the flight of the Eisenstein, what happened was this woman read a book called the Lactatio Divinitatis. And it was a book written by one of the traders before he became trader, where he said why there should be a god and that we should venerate God, blah blah blah. And the book was outlawed, but she got a copy somehow. And when she read it, she firmly believed that the god by this. In the flight of the Eisenstein, they get attacked by Nurgle plague marines, and she literally holds up the book and she goes, "For the Emperor," and it actually banished the demon away. The demon was so like revolted by that book. And it was just one of those interesting things where it's like the Emperor does actually become a god by basically just a lot of people wanting him to be one.
Yeah.
But it's not something he actually. There's actually a lot of moments.
Just like, I'm pissed off and I'm gonna fucking smite you.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of moments though where Emperor's power just randomly happens. Like there'll be some people who will just be beaten down and just absolutely beaten to shit, and then all of a sudden their belief in the Emperor will, like, shine a light on them and they'll just fully heal, fully recovered. So there is actual miracles that happen because people believe in the Emperor as being a god.
Now is he like, was before all that though? Is he technically like when he was dead, kind of still
Your
like
little rebellion is over.
alive just
You
because of how
don't
OP
know
he
it
was
yet.
while he was alive, sort of thing?
Kind
of like what's his face? That one like Slan that's like dead, but
Oh yeah,
he was just so
He
Lord
betrayed
Croak.
us all.
powerful. He's like so fucking powerful when he was alive
Do
that
you
he can
really
still like
think you can beat
maintain some, sentience while he's dead, kind of thing.
It's yeah. So in 40k, what they did was they decided to bring Robert Gilliman, who is one of the Primarchs, back. And the Emperor's been sitting on basically life support for over 10,000 years, so he hasn't moved.
Oh, so he's still alive. But he's not.
He's on life support, yeah.
Thought he was in bed or some shit.
No, he's just permanently basically in fucking life support and like stasis.
Sort of thing.
But in 40k, what happens is Robert Gilliman sees him and he goes, "Father, I'm back." And he doesn't really acknowledge it much. He just goes, "Oh, there's my favorite like tool." Like he doesn't even like see him as a person anymore. And it's like, I don't know if he's always been like that or if it's just, 10,000 years of excruciating pain probably made him like that. There's a lot of people rising out there. And if Emperor does die, like if the support just goes off, what would happen? Some people theorize that if he does die, he'll just become a real god instead of just a really powerful magical corpse on a fucking support.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting.
Would be.
So eventually by killing him, you actually do.
Yeah. Or if it'll be like kind of like that weird like Lord Croakish kind of thing where he's just so powerful that he's just still kind of alive.
Yeah, he just wills himself back to life.
Yeah.
But that's actually really funny you say. Because like in 30k, he's not comatose or anything. He's like walking around and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because he goes to Mars. And the thing is that in 30k, when he goes to Mars, Mars is the pinnacle, like the monopoly of all technology. They just don't really understand it that well. And the Emperor just barely took over Earth. So he wasn't really in a position to take over Mars, because Mars is like tough. They have robots and shit. He doesn't have any of that. Well, he decides to arrive on a very specific day in their religion when they say that the Omnissiah, their god, would arrive. But instead, he arrives with his Imperium that's like very new, very fresh. And what he does to prove to them, that he's their god, is he puts his hand on like a destroyed Titan, and a Titan is a fucking massive machine. He puts his hand on a Titan and he goes, "Machine, heal thyself." And he uses his really amazing psychic powers by just speaking to the machine. The machine literally fixed itself. Like it had literally a broken leg. It's like, dude, how did you do that? So he does a lot of godlike things.
He's just gonna be like, yeah, by the way, yeah, there's no gods, fuck you, and then...
Yeah. It was really interesting because he allowed them their religion, but the goal was kind of, I guess, to like allow them in his empire to keep making, you know, technology and to keep stuff, but slowly push that agenda.
Integrate
their religion. Shit. And there was evidence that he was starting to actually like eclipse them in technology, and they were starting to get
what Mars people or whatever were getting worried.
like he was outlawing certain technologies for them to research.
Hmm.
He was starting to outlaw that shit, and they were getting really worried. Like, I think he's holding out on us, and I think he's gonna take over us next. And it absolutely was gonna be that way.
Shit.
Like he ordered it illegal for them to research psychers. Only the Imperium's allowed to research psychers. And then he showed up at one battle with Psyker Titans, which Titans were only supposed to be made by the Mechanicus. So when they saw Psyker Titans, they were pissed. They were like, what the fuck is this? And he just said, you're not allowed to research this shit. And the Psyker Titans, by the way, were way better than regular Titans. They were fucking amazing. Just 3 Psyker Titans destroyed an entire, like, Eldar craft world. It was crazy how strong they were. But they were very dangerous too. Like, just by being around a Psyker Titan, it would drain your soul out of your body so it could stay powered up. There was like one excerpt where a Psyker Titan literally walked through a rebelling city and it didn't fire a single shot because as it was walking, it drained everybody in the town of their fucking souls. So it's like, okay, that's one way. So like they are very dangerous.
Yeah.
But it was definitely clear that the Mechanicus was like, wow, he's got technology we don't have, he's not sharing. In fact, he's telling us we can't research anything by this point. So it was like one of those interesting things. Mechanicus now in 40k is not like that anymore. It's too religious and don't actually understand it. But back in 30k, they understood it pretty well. As I said, I like both settings, so it depends what setting you're into.
Yeah, so like what, the 40k, like shit just kind of falls apart basically, and then...
Yeah, like there's tons of Space Marine chapters.
Split up, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like political things that go on scenes. Whereas in 30k, there's not that much shit. It's more grander. The Space Marines of this legion versus that. There's only 20 legions, 21. 2 of them are dead. And it's like, okay, so you have really just 9. Each legion's got its own personality, their politics. But then you get to 40k, and it's like, dude, there are literally thousands of Space Marine chapters. Each one has their own political bullshit. They have their own history. It's like, yikes.
Are they all smaller or something? Or
yes, yeah. A legion was around... Each legion was somewhere around 80,000 troops to 150,000 troops each.
And that's of the OP fucking Space Marines and shit.
Yes. The Space Marine chapter is only 1,000 Space Marines. Just 1,000. Some chapters are a little different. Some of them Black Templar. Everyone loves the Black Templar. But they're not probably around 6,000 so, which is considered a lot. By the way, that's considered like especially considering in 40k, these Space Marines alone is enough to take over, just because they're so well trained, so ridiculously strong. Whereas in 30k, it was different time because war was a lot tougher. So it was like cheating Tarvitz resorted to dishonorable tactics and called Lucius was forced to fight as he recruited new allies.
So they had more in the 30k, but the thing is, it just didn't go as far as the enemies they were fighting, I guess.
You are outclassed.
There were some pretty crazy enemies, right?
I know this is the end.
Like in 30K they had to fight orcs because in order for humanity to conquer the world, the entire galaxy, they had to push these orcs out, and this was an orc empire. This wasn't just, and these orcs were about as big as Titans, super fucking large. The Emperor himself had to actually fight, and he almost got kicked. He almost got his ass kicked. It was really bad. Fuck, how many troops? Okay. That was just. There's a lot of like 40K main chapters that I actually really like. I thought it was about.
So, I had a question with the what do you call it? Warhammer 3 here. So, is it better like when you're dedicating the settlements to a certain god that you like make all the settlements in a province of the same god, or...
I have no idea. I haven't really played that faction enough.
Oh. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna make like one whole province like corn, and then because apparently it locks the buildings or whatever to the. So if you're dedicating it to corn, it only makes corn buildings.
That does sound better, but the only thing is those you have to watch out for corruption bonuses you get.
Yeah, but I'll just make another province like Zinch or whatever, and some other shit. Keep going from there.
Because the issue I have is that corn corruption buffs your troops. Nurgle corruption I think increases replenishment. Slanesh corruption increases your control, so you don't have to worry about rebellions as much. You just have to look at what buff would be suited for.
And what does the Zinch one do?
I think it increases wind. Which could be good, I guess, in its own way.
Yeah, I'll have to get magic spells first, though.
But I don't know if you dedicate it to a certain thing, if that's going to make it where you can only build buildings from that, or that chaos god.
Yeah, that's what
you have access.
Yeah, so my capital, it's a corn thing, and I see only corn buildings.
Okay, so in that case, you probably make corn buildings suck. Don't make them swimming in the.
Which one does make money?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think Slanesh might make money, or possibly.
Makes sense.
It's just that Slanesh would make sense to me because they actually have souls to make a lot. So they would actually build, like, you know, stuff. Whereas
corn just fucking burns everything. I'm gonna probably do corn for the first province just because of the troops they fucking give.
Yeah, his troops are disgusting.
Because that means you can make corn military buildings, so. I ain't bad.
Having fulfilled his duty, Lucius was accepted by the traitor Emperor's children and went on to become an ascendant champion of his legion. Blade in hand, he claimed a staggering amount of lives during the Heresy and beyond. Okay, here comes the final part. This is probably gonna take us an hour. Yep, Fulgrim. God, I gotta piss. Piss. Oh boy, it's gonna be a rough one. I already know what this is. After unveiling their betrayal, Fulg attempted to sway his brother Pharismanus into the worm side. Their meeting didn't end. Oh wow, we start off right in. Oh my.
Ferris, I ask you out of our brotherhood to join us.
Our brotherhood died when you decided to turn traitor.
I didn't expect to start right off the bat fighting this shit. And that's great. Just one last one ever. Action. We may have to turn into a demon. And shit. Shit. Oh. He won. Fuck you, Horus. Alright. In their retreat, the Emperor's children delivered a heavy blow to the Iron Hands fleet. They were met with strong resistance. Da-na-na. It was one of those funny things.
I am arrived.
You are not so scary.
Like, because Fulgrim kept on, like, being a perfect talking about his Legion was so badly assigned to support. Because, I mean, he didn't have enough troops to be a Legion. It's like, dude, so severely defeated. And anytime he is able to make some ridiculous fucking claim, and sure he does. I don't want to wait. Surprisingly, there's a slow building game.
What do you say, base?
Someone say base. I don't know. Oh my. The Gorgon's refusal was his hindrance scheme. Fulgrim led his legion to Isvaan 5 attack of the Loyalist Legion.
I am arrived.
Victory is vengeance!
For me, I've always preferred more reactionary characters in this game. Like characters who don't really come into the battle, but
They have like an answer for everything kind of thing.
it's more my. And the Emperor's Children is a lot like that. Because with the Emperor's Children, it's more a Horus game. What they have is this perfection mechanic. A card perfection. And what it is every card costs a number of energy. You only have like enough. And perfection only triggers when you waste all that energy on that card. So in other words, you perfectly summoned it because it took whatever energy. So it's very reactionary. Could end this. Like one unit costs like 4 energy. It's fast, so that means I can use it to summon it. But if I trigger its perfection, then it gains 2 extra attack only for that turn. It's like, oh. Cleansing the area of Loyalist presence will step of the build their defenses from it's arrived.
I am arrived.
For the 10!
Oh, that's so not.
Ah!
Alright, well that. Okay, good. He's it's not. Oh no. Oh good. Those who dare to approach perfect defensive position fulminate that the loyalist scum did. I love that.
I am arrived.
I can press the advantage.
Unrestrained. Damage 3 times. Oh, fuck. It's a salamander. I just want to trigger protection so we can get some more. I hate this guy, Chaplain Xavier. Too powerful.
Wonder how good that Slanesh magic whip thing is.
It's
Looks like it could be decent.
I don't really like it too much. I guess it's okay in certain situations.
Yeah, I mean, it has on the stats here at least says like a lot of armor pen, which isn't bad. Actually, it's 100% armor piercing.
Yeah, that's the thing with Slanesh is that they're all armored. But I don't know. They attack really, and they have great. That's a good combination. Problem is though is that sometimes it's not like ideal. Sorry.
Very squishy. Fuck
That
up.
was Tyler.
Let's go. Fucking got that raid done. Scrumptious. Kitty cat! Ah! Bum, 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 bum.
Fuck. Yeah, I was playing Scar. He's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, let's play some Valorant. Let's go.
Oh my.
Yeah. Do like 1 or 2 matches of Valorant. Let's do it.
You guys can do.
Oh man, what a bitch.
Oh, you bitch.
He's a bitch. He's a little bitch.
Boy. Bitch made.
I can't wait for that game on Mortal Empires.
Same.
Because, like, I was thinking about it yesterday, how little of option you have in that game to actually play fucking different factions.
True.
You have, like, the Chaos dudes, Kislev, the Chinese,
And
Ogres. Congratulations. That's all you have to play. Okay.
On the flip side, there's many ways you can.
Alright, let's not try and... Alright.
Like right now, I'm
But
doing
like,
Scar
think about
brand.
it, Zach. That's like 4 or 5. We'll just say 5. 5, right? Different nations or whatever.
Oh yeah, I totally
Now,
get what
like,
you're
think
saying.
about like Beastmen, all the Empire guys, all the fucking like, all the High Elves. There's a shitload. All the Dark Elves. All the like, there's so many lords. It's fucking wild. Like, it's just insane. Mortal Empires is crazy. And I mean, honestly, I feel like the game's in beta right now. Compared to like, when that comes out, that's like full game.
yeah, that'd be fucking insane. It'd be great.
Like, I'll be so fucking stoked for that. Cause I want to play my Beastmen so bad. That's like all I
Yeah.
like
But
playing.
then you can be fucking like, that's your
Varys,
beast, and you
I
can
ask
just
you out
roam
of our
around and
brotherhood
fuck
to
with
join
anybody
us.
pretty much.
Yeah, it's
You
fun.
run
When you decided
Like,
to turn
Ogres have that option. They do. But they also have the fucking meat problem, which I hate. Cause like, as much as meat
Yeah.
is, it's, you can definitely deal with it. But I feel like meat has like its limitations in that, like, Beastmen, it's like, oh yeah, you gotta fight shit. And it's like, okay, that's easy to do. I mean, there's just things to fight. And meat's the same way, but if you're fighting shit like Skaven, you don't get any meat. You get like 2 meat from a battle with Skaven, with
That's exactly
thousands of
what I
Skaven in
hated.
it. And it's like, what the fuck? 2 meat from fighting 4,000 Skaven? That's all you could fucking come up with? Like, how scrawny are these Skaven? The fuck? And it's like, yeah, 2 meat. Bullshit. It's terrible. Oh my god.
That's exactly what I hate about the Oak. That's why my first time playing, I got abs.
Dude, Yoryu, like, damn, dude. You click on Yoryu and he looks so cool. And then you play him and he's dog shit. It's crazy.
For you.
Yeah, Yoryu. The character, like, literally no one plays in this game.
Oh, you're talking about Valor. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Can I watch one of you two?
Yeah. Watch Audrey.
Warning everyone. my
Probably more
stream now.
entertaining to watch, to be honest. But no,
I'm only entertaining to watch because I'm really.
oh yeah, 3 duelists? Fuck yeah. Oh boy, KJ. I guess we'll play the boring roles, Audrey. Oh boy.
Right.
And then this guy switches to fucking Sage. Play fucking duelist. I know you want to. They better be top leaderboard with all these duelists.
God damn, you guys don't have healers.
No.
Rip.
No heals. Reyna's just like, hi, I can heal myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck everyone else. I am the team.
Man. There's a guy in the enemy team called Lungs. Fuck is that?
Lungs.
Call yourself Lungs.
Ovaries. Yeah.
Oh, yo, ovaries. Oh!
What was that stupid like duo of names at one time? It's like
I miss
Fur
her.
Vibrator or some
Oh yeah.
shit.
Her
Stupid.
vibrator, his flashlight.
Cancer.
Oh my god. There was a guy yesterday called I Miss Her.
Yeah, that was so cringe. That guy was the one who got.
So bad, dude.
That was the guy who got like triggered when I was insulting the enemy team.
That's like all those Aiden people on the Aiden server. It's probably what all their fucking names are changed to.
Ulgrim was victorious and
The
fratricide.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm rotating. My team's not rotating. Made it from C to fucking A already.
Ooh,
You're in. Oh my god.
oh no.
Don't depend on our jet.
They're running away.
I am.
Shot Reyna in the toes twice apparently.
All I see is betrayal.
Oh good, he only has the.
That guy's definitely pissed that I fucking corner camped. I don't care.
Yeah. Gotta do.
Fuck it, dude. I was all alone on that point. I had to. There's no other option for me. I was like, I'm dead.
He's gonna keep relentlessly getting damage.
Oh. Ipsy.
Multiple enemies see.
Hold on.
Wow, they bought a Marshall. That guy's going all in, buying a Marshall.
God, bro.
Playing long with a Marshall, fun times.
You're so hurt.
Cool.
What's our Reyna doing? Shouldn't be fucking eating ass for no reason. Reyna, sit.
Eating it.
She has a Marshall. I'm not fucking testing her.
Okay.
130.
Dyke.
Wow, that guy's that individual sounds like a 400 fucking pound whale.
That guy got.
Like instant. Oh, come on. Why is she looking? Oh, why was she looking right? Why is she bought a frenzy too? Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking try hard.
I fucking full bot on that. Like I died. Like a full bot Spectre. At least I died.
I wasn't bot.
I don't know.
Just Halo jumps.
Might be A. Pretty quiet on
Oh, well, that was fun though. Well, that was it for the Emperor's Children campaign.
On B. On B. The planting.
I'm gonna keep wow, it's only been an hour. That was the fastest campaign we've. Well, I'm gonna keep playing on my phone until what I do is I just keep clicking random.
She just shot me through the fucking. Okay. She headshot me through the smoke. That's cool.
So I'm gonna enjoy some of
Wow.
this.